Hey everyone, this is Ayesha Khan, your mentor of English at Motion Private Education Limited. So, good afternoon everybody, those who are there with me on time. And those who are not there, I just wish you people should also come and join the session because this is going to be all about the pronunciation part. Okay, so the more you will listen to the words, the more you will interact with me, the more the things will get clear in your mind. Fine. So we'll keep it very short and sweet, but only part we'll pay attention on is the pronunciation part, how you are pronouncing certain words. And I can make sure this thing, students, that out of these many words which I have selected for the session, half of the words are being pronounced wrong with this by the students also, by the elders also. So I am not saying like that ki elders can come can't come and join the session. You people can also come and join the session and you will get the pronunciation very clear. So yes, good afternoon Aditya. I have got only one student with me right now, but I just want everybody of you to come and join the live session, otherwise it's of no use. Okay, so better to come online. Aditya, you can inform your other friends also so that we can have an interactive session. Clear? So let's get started with the new topic today, that is how to pronounce the words correctly. Some words are like that we are pronouncing them wrong, and since ages that we don't know the correct pronunciation of such words. So in order to make sure, in order to make the words correctly pronounced, we are here to discuss about all these things. What is nice about it, beta, we have not started with the session right now. Okay, the topic may be, so what I was telling you people ki we will be discussing about the pronunciation of that part, so that the things will get clear in your mind and you will be pronouncing them very nicely and correctly in the next time. Fine, so let's get started with the contents first. So these are going to be the contents, or these are going to be the words that we are going to take up today in the live session. Okay, so Aditya, yes, you can inform your other friends also so that they can also come and join the session. Yes, so these are certain words. I'm not going to pronounce it right now, obviously. Okay, so one by one we'll take up, and then we'll be discussing about the usage also, about the pronunciation part, and about their use in daily life, how you can use them in your daily life, because these are the words which are attached for your daily life purpose. When you talk about these many words, ऐसे कोई अलग से words नहीं है which you cannot use them in your daily life. You are using them, but then you are not pronouncing it correct. So in order to make sure that you are pronouncing it very correctly, I am going to tell you about the whole pronunciation part. Fine. So let's get started with the first word. That itself is what you can just read out right now, and then I am going to pronounce it in front of you all so that you will get the pronunciation very nicely. Okay? So what is the first word, students? It's itself the pronunciation. Okay, so you should know how to pronounce the word. It is not pronunciation. Okay, there are certain students who are calling it pronunciation. Spelling भी उसकी गलत लिखते हैं हम लोग, and similarly we are pronouncing it also wrong. So not to repeat this mistake, not to hear this. Okay, simultaneously. अच्छा, you are also coming up with the words कि मैम कैसे pronounce करना है. ठीक है, you can also write the words. It's simultaneously. ठीक है. So the first word over here is pronunciation. The spelling which the students are writing is, I'm just going to tell you what you people are writing and how you people are pronouncing also. So this is the spelling which half of the students, or I can say rather 90% of the students are using, pronunciation. And I'll tell you one thing very honestly, when I was a student, when I was a kid, I also used to say it pronunciation. Okay? So then my teacher corrected it. So today I'll be telling you it's not pronunciation, it is pronunciation. Fine. So not to write the spelling also and not to say also. It is pronunciation. Okay, you can see this O has been omitted. The correct spelling over here is pronunciation. So we pay emphasis on this vowel, that is O, and not on U. ठीक है, so जो correct spelling होगा, जो pronunciation होगा, that is going to be pronunciation. Fine, so this is how you're going to pronounce it. Fine, and not to use this thing. So I'm not going to tell you about the usage because you are using them in your daily life, right? So we will not be making the sentence related to this. Or if you want, we can just have an additional sentence. One should know the correct pronunciation of words. ठीक है, so everybody or whoever is using the words in English, you should know the correct pronunciation of that word. Yes or no, students? Okay, Udit Malav is there, fine, nobody is there. Not at all, no problem beta, you can inform your other students or you can inform your friends later on to watch the video, ठीक है, this is going to be saved, so you can watch it later on also, okay. So those who can come, हाँ, Aditya is there and Udit is there, okay. From the other classes also, it's open to all the sessions, it's open to all the classes, you can come and join the session, fine. So pronunciation, students, the very first word, हाँ ठीक है, Adi is also there, I can see, है ना Udit, okay. So I can see कि Aditya is also there and Udit is also there. So you can also write down with some words which you are having the confusion at, so you can also write it down. Yes, Abhishek, hello. So we know what is the thing. You can also write down the words with me so that I can tell you the correct pronunciation of those words. Yes, so we'll be taking up simultaneously. जैसे किसी ने पूछा था simultaneously. So I've already told the pronunciation. Fine. So the first word over here was pronunciation. This is how you are going to pronounce it later on. Fine. With this, we'll be moving on to the next one. And what is the next word, students? It's often. Now this word is often used. Often का मतलब सबसे पहले frequently. Right? So you should know the meaning also, that is frequently. मतलब बहुत सी बार, ठीक है? When you say it in Hindi, that means frequently. Frequently used word है and you are using it quite often. But there are certain students who are calling it or who are pronouncing it as often. Yes or no, students? हम T को silent करने की बजाय क्या बोल देते हैं? Often. Yes. So there are certain, है ना? बोलते हैं. उदित भी बोलता है शायद. In the class I have heard that Udit is also saying often, है ना? So not to pronounce it like that, students. It is not often. Here T is silent. So you will not be repeating this word and you will just say often. I have seen him often. Or he visits my house very often. So often means frequently, in many times. Fine. So you will be calling or you will be pronouncing the word as often and not often. Yes? So those who are, watching the session right now, they can get the pronunciation correct. Those who have not understood or those who are not here right now, they can also watch it later. ठीक है? Also tell us in adverb. हाँ, at the time of teaching adverb to you people, I told you that not to pronounce the word as often, it is often. बोला था ना इसको तुम लोगों ने often, ठीक है? So not to repeat this word again. Okay? I hope I am making myself very clear to you about the pronunciation part. Now let's move on to the next one. That is, now this is something which the students might not be aware of. Half of the students can be aware. तो ऐसा है कि what is the next word? That is conscience. What is this word, students, and how you are going to pronounce it? It is conscience. Fine. It is not conscience या फिर conscious. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. You have to pronounce it very nicely. That is conscience. And now what is the meaning of conscience, students? It is basically when you know the difference between what is right and what is wrong. In your subconscious mind, you can make out कि ये चीज़ गलत है, ये चीज़ सही है. So in your mind, when you can make out this thing, you can say that my conscience, or you can say my conscience is not allowing me to do this mistake. So conscience means when something is there inside and you can make the difference between what is right and what is wrong. So that is conscience. And the correct pronunciation over here is conscience and not conscience. ये देखोगे आप लोग कि भाई यहाँ पे साइंस दे रखा है तो हम उसको क्या बोल देंगे, कौन आगे लगा दिया एंड conscience. So this is not going to be the correct pronunciation. It is conscience. Yes. So conscience, ma'am, correct. तो बेटा आई कैन नॉट हियर यू राइट नाउ. नो, अब स्पेलिंग तो आप करेक्टली लिख ही दोगे बट आई कैन नॉट हियर यू, राइट? सो विल बी डिस्कसिंग इट इन द लाइव क्लास लेटर ऑन. जूम की जब होगी दैट टाइम वी कैन डिस्कस. ठीक है, यू कैन प्रोनाउंस इट लेटर ऑन करेक्टली. ओके, स्पेलिंग तो इज करेक्ट. ओके, so conscience, yes, if somebody is willing to give the example of this word, you can just you are very much welcome. You can just give it in the comment section. So conscience, I'll give you one example. Con plus science नहीं होगा बेटा. Krishna Dadish after a long time. Yes, hello. How are you बेटा? I hope you people are doing well and must be well aware of the exam or the results and so many things. Okay? हाँ, obviously, how can I forget you, Krishna Dadish, है ना? So conscience, I'll be थिंकिंग टू गेट द आंसर फ्रॉम यू कृष्णा कि कॉन्शियस का एग्जाम्पल तुम ही दोगे मुझे. सो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर रिप्लाई टू बी देयर इन द कॉमेंट सेक्शन. बाय द टाइम विल मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वर्ड. ठीक है, सो कृष्णा हैज टू गिव द सेंटेंस फॉर कॉन्शियस. अगेन आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉन्शियस बेटा. इट इज समथिंग विच इज देयर इन योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड एंड यू कैन डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन what is right and what is wrong. So that is basically the meaning of conscience, right? अरे दिस इज नॉट द सिंपल फॉर्मूला बेटा, दिस इज नॉट द सिंपल फॉर्मूला कि कौन साइंस कर दोगे इसको, अदरवाइज यू विल गो रॉन्ग ओनली. यही तो प्रोनाउंसिएशन हम लोग अभी तक लेते हुए आ रहे हैं और आगे भी इसी को ही फॉरवर्ड करेंगे. सो नॉट टू रिपीट द सेम मिस्टेक, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम हियर टू करेक्ट यू पीपल. ओके, तो ये कौन साइंस नहीं होगा, इट्स गोइंग टू बी कॉन्शियस. यस, सो से इट विद द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन. Okay, and I hope you people have got the meaning also. What is the meaning of conscience? By the time we'll move on to the next word and then Krishna will tell the example of this word. So what is the next word over here, students? Let's just check out. You might be visiting this place very frequently. Even the boys are visiting, even the girls are visiting. So what is the pronunciation and what is the meaning of this word? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of this word? By the time I'll tell you the pronunciation. Udit Malav, वर्ड सुना होगा, ये चीज़ यूज़ भी करते होंगे कि तुम लोग बोलते हो ऐसा. मैम आई एम नॉट एबल कॉन्शियस टू डू इट. नॉट एग्जैक्टली करेक्ट बेटा, इट इज़ नॉट करेक्ट. कॉन्शियस मतलब आपके सबकॉन्शियस में जब आपको कुछ चीज़ पता लग जाती है कि ये चीज़ गलत है या ये चीज़ सही है, इन योर मॉरल सबकॉन्शियस, दैट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉन्शियस, राइट. हाँ, लिख दिया भाई, लिख तो दिया, लेकिन व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्ड और प्रोनाउंस कैसे करते हैं? आई कैन नॉट हियर योर प्रोनाउंसिएशन. नो, तो मीनिंग तो बता सकते हो मुझे. यू कैन ड्रॉप इट डाउन. ओके, हेयर कटिंग प्लेस. ठीक है उदित, गेमिंग गेमर हो गए हो ना, तो बट यू कैन जस्ट से कि हेयर कटिंग सैलून, जहाँ पे हमारा हेयर कट होता है, दैट इज सैलून. Is it saloon or is it salon, and what is the correct pronunciation? Can anybody tell me? Place of barber. You people are coming up with, different kind of vocabulary. Okay, I feel I should study. It's my conscience. Yes, kind of, Krishna, you have, enhanced your vocabulary. So kind of sentence, ठीक है. So I feel I should study. This is in your subconscious mind. So yes, the sentence is correct. It is my conscience. Voice नहीं बेटा, voice नहीं होगा वो. Okay, you will be just saying it's my conscience. Yes, so the sentence will go correct this way. Hair cutting place नहीं बेटा, it is basically the place where you go for your trimmings and all, for your groomings and all. So that is not saloon, it is salon. Okay, so you should know how to pronounce the word. Saloon बोलते हैं, बहुत सारे होते हैं ऐसे. Even the elders, they are also saying the same thing कि saloon जाना है मुझे. It is not saloon, it is not salon, it's salon. Fine, so you will be pronouncing it very correctly next time. हमें जब भी जाना होगा, whoever wants to go for the haircut and for the other things, you will be saying it salon. Fine. So the correct pronunciation to this word is salon, and where you go for grooming. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे इसका मीनिंग भी लिख लेते हैं. हेयर कटिंग ही नहीं होगा बेटा, there can be another things also. Fine, so you can just write down place for boys or girls, can be for both, right? For getting groomed. ठीक है, so this is how you will be using the word salon. I feel I should study, it's my conscience. If you are going to say it like that, Krishna, तो फिर correct होगा. Conscience voice अगर बोल दोगे तो गलत हो जाएगा. ठीक है, so you should know how to use it correctly. Okay, अच्छा ठीक है. उदित इज जस्ट वेरी मच वरीड अबाउट हाउ टू ब्रेक द वर्ड. ऐसे कर करके मुझे बता रहा है बार बार. हर वर्ड को ब्रेक नहीं करना है उदित, दिस इज गोइंग टू गो रॉन्ग. ठीक है, यू कैन जस्ट प्रोनाउंस इट वेरी कैजुअली, सैलून. ठीक है, ऐसा कोई बड़ा सा वर्ड तो है नहीं जिसको हमें समझने में प्रॉब्लम आए. दिस इज वेरी बेसिक वर्ड विच यू हैव बीन यूजिंग सिंस एजेस. यस, सो ऐसे पूरा नहीं उसको ब्रेक करना है. यू विल बी जस्ट सेइंग इट लाइक दैट, सैलून. फाइन. I go on salon but nobody was there. Nobody? Why so? I went to salon. ठीक है, I gone नहीं होगा. So you should know how to use the vocabulary correctly. Clear? So this is the next word which we have studied. Now let's just move on to the next. That is नीचे और नीचे, और क्या बोलेंगे इसको. Let's just have the conversation about this word कि ये क्या होगा. Is this the Hindi word or the English word? Let me first tell you कि this is the English word, students. I know ma'am, but I run my mind. you use your brain. Okay, you will say it like that, that I use my brain. Okay, हाँ, kind of. Krishna is giving the whole explanation in Hindi. Okay, so what is this word? Is this word, you know, given to you in Hindi or in English, or what is the meaning of this word? Can anybody give me the thing? What is the meaning of this word? फिर pronunciation पे जाएंगे and then we are going to make the sentence. But first tell me what is the meaning of this word or how we are using this word in our daily life. अगर किसी ने use किया होगा तो, otherwise so we cannot say like that. ठीक है? So can anybody drop it down in the comment section कि what is the meaning of this word? How do we pronounce? क्या होता है? Krishna, you can come up with something. I went to salon and the barber cut my hair. ठीक है? Kind of correct है? Okay. हाँ. So I was discussing about this thing कि what is the meaning of this and what is the correct pronunciation of this word. Can anybody give me in the comment section, students? By the time we can discuss some other things कि you can make the sentence related to the other words that were already discussed. ठीक है? तो चाहो तो उसके sentences भी drop कर सकते हो. That is up to you. So I could see कि nobody has given the correct reply so far. So I'll tell you that beta the correct pronunciation of this word is नीचे. Okay, नीचे, and it is not given to you in Hindi. Although there is a word existing in Hindi also कि नीचे जो होता है, that is different. And when you talk about नीचे in English, that is peak or zenith. Somebody who is at its peak, जो बिल्कुल अपनी peak पे है, और somebody who is at the topmost position, you can say he is at the नीचे. Okay, so the correct pronunciation is नीचे and the meaning over here is peak or zenith. You can use these two words also for the same word, that is नीचे. नीचे is beta basically a place where you are at the highest position. जब आप बिल्कुल zenith पे पहुंच जाते हो किसी भी चीज़ के लिए या किसी भी जगह पे, तो you can just say कि I have reached to the नीचे position. नीचे मतलब बिल्कुल highest position. Although हिंदी में इसका जो meaning है it is totally different or the opposite, but in English when you call this नीचे word you can say that this thing is in the top position. Top notch पे अगर कुछ चीज़ होती है तो you can say he is at the नीचे position. Okay? I stand on peak. Anything is suitable for you. What is that? Result will be declared. That will discuss later on. Krishna, उसके लिए अलग से separate session ले लेंगे, and then at that time I'll be announcing your results. So don't worry about that. ठीक है? But हाँ, one thing is clear that you will be passing. Okay, वो चीज़ clear है तुम्हारे लिए. So you should understand what is the meaning of this word. That is नीचे. नीचे means peak or zenith, or when you are at the topmost position. Fine. So you can just make some sentence related to this word नीचे. By the time we'll move on to the next word. Okay, so peak or zenith is the words which you can use for this word नीचे. Okay, हाँ. Now when you talk about meaning beta, I have already given to you Aditya, peak or zenith या top notch position जब अपनी होगी, that you can say that he has reached his नीचे position. Okay, now when you talk about the next word, that is entrepreneur. So you should know what is the correct pronunciation. बहुत सारे ऐसे students हैं जिनको हम use करते हैं, whose parents can be a businessman, तो उनके लिए भी हम लोग use करते हैं. For any business tycoon, for any businessman or a woman, we are using that he is an entrepreneur. But we don't know how to correctly pronounce the word. Say for example, our respected NV sir, है ना? He is also an entrepreneur. So when you are pronouncing the word, you should know how to pronounce it correctly. बहुत सारे students ऐसे होते हैं जिसको बोलते हैं एंटरप्रेन्योर. ठीक है, एंटरप्रेन्योर बोलते हैं, या और बहुत सारी अलग अलग प्रोनाउंसिएशन और वोकैबुलरी के साथ आते हैं. बट व्हाट इज़ द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन ओवर हियर? इट्स एंटरप्रेन्योर. फाइन, यू शुड नो द स्पेलिंग ऑल्सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि इट इज़ नॉट एंटर. देखो द स्पेलिंग विच द स्टूडेंट्स आर राइटिंग, और वैसे ही बोलते हैं फिर उसको एंटरप्रेन्योर. ठीक है, तो अब आप उसको जब लिखोगे ऐसे तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर गोइंग टू प्रोनाउंस इट ऑल्सो द सेम वे. सो व्हेन यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू राइट इट करेक्टली, यू विल नॉट बी प्रोनाउंसिंग इट करेक्ट. सो फर्स्ट थिंग, यू शुड गेट द स्पेलिंग ऑल्सो करेक्ट, दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योर, एंड द प्रोनाउंसिएशन विल इटसेल्फ गेट रेक्टिफाइड. ठीक है, सो इट इज beta, it is entrepreneur. If you cannot see it, I am going to write it down again over here. The correct spelling. ठीक है, now you can see this is the correct spelling which you are going to use it, and the pronunciation over here is entrepreneur. not entrepreneur. It looks very shabby when you are pronouncing it like that. Entrepreneur बोलते हैं बहुत सारे लोग, so that is wrong. Not to use this. Entrepreneur नहीं होगा, सबसे पहले तो entrepreneur होगा, and the meaning over here is businessman or you can say any business tycoon. ठीक है, so businessman can be a common word for this. Businessman or somebody who does business, who runs a business, that is a businessman or a tycoon. ठीक है, तो उनके लिए हम लोग यूज करते हैं. Now understood the meaning and the pronunciation also, and you can use the other words also related to this, that is businessman or business tycoon, business women also, can be anything. तो businessman के लिए or who runs a big enterprise, then you can say he is an entrepreneur. Fine, so the pronunciation over here is entrepreneur. Understood students? I hope these things are clear to you. I am the, what is the sentence? I the entrepreneur of that the thing sentence. Beta, come up with some proper sentence. No, I'm not going to understand it this way. क्या बोल रहे हो? All mixed up. या तो हिंदी में बोल लो, है ना? And then I'm going to rectify it in English. ठीक है? But don't use such type of things. No, jumbled words दे रहे हो तुम तो मुझे कि इसको arrange कर लेना. ठीक है? So either use it in Hindi or use a proper language. Fine. So entrepreneur, businessman or business tycoon, and the correct pronunciation over here is entrepreneur. Fine. और ये वाली spelling नहीं use करना है. This will go wrong. So I have provided the correct spelling also, its meaning also, and the pronunciation also. ठीक है? Next time whenever you are using it for your parents, for anybody, you can say entrepreneur. Understood students? Now with this we'll move on to the next one after that. And what is the next one? It's very very common. You are using it since ages, बिल्कुल छोटे थे जब से use कर रहे होंगे, but I am sure कि half of the students are pronouncing it wrong. It is not vehicle. First of all, I'll just tell you कि vehicle नहीं होता है ये. बहुत सारे बच्चे इसको ऐसे बोलते हैं. और भी बहुत सारे वियर्ड से प्रोनाउंसिएशन होते हैं, बट आई कैन नॉट से ऑल दोज प्रोनाउंसिएशन. व्हीकल बोलते हैं और भी बहुत सारा अलग अलग प्रोनाउंसिएशन आता है. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रोनाउंसिएशन, द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन ऑफ दिस वर्ड, दैट इज vehicle. Okay, vehicle means any you can say kind of mode of transport which you are using for traveling from one place to another. That is a vehicle. Okay, and the yes, for transport purpose, for traveling from one place to another, can be anything, car, motor, cycle, or anything, aeroplane or anything of that sort. So all these things are your vehicle and you are using them in your daily life. You are using this word in your daily life, but still you are saying the pronunciation wrong. Okay, so it is not vehicle students. Vehicle बोलते हैं बहुत सारे बच्चे. From the next time you will not be saying it like that. You will say it vehicle. Clear? So this is the correct pronunciation of the word vehicle. Clear? Can be mode of transport. If you want, you can just write down the meaning. Mode of transport. So this is basically the meaning and the pronunciation is known to you people. So I am hoping that in the next time you will be correct, correctly pronouncing the words. Yes? So, anything can be there. ठीक है? Now with this we'll move on to the next word after that. And what is the next word? That is something which is very very common, which is used as a pointer to point out to something, and you are using it in your daily life. When you are making the notes also, the teachers are telling you कि यहाँ पे आपको ये लगाना है इस word को as a symbol, and then you are making the notes. जैसे आप अगर कोई सा भी notes बनाते हो तो आप ऐसे sign बनाते हो, kind of this symbol. This is there in your keyboard also. When you are using it on computer, this symbol is there on the keyboard also, and the correct pronunciation over here is asterisk. Okay, so we are using this word. ये वाला sign होता है. This is different from this one. ये थोड़ा somewhat like this, ऐसा होता है. Okay, and what is the correct pronunciation of this word? It is not asterisk बेटा. First of all, बहुत सारे students ऐसे होते हैं that they assume this thing कि S is silent over here. So S is not silent, although we pronounce it for a very short duration. ये वाला जो S होता है, yes, this one, है ना? तो इसको बहुत सारे students क्या करते हैं, they just make it silent, but it is not actually silent. You are using it for a short duration. बहुत छोटे से duration के लिए use करेंगे इसको हम, and you call it as asterisk. Okay, asterisk. And the meaning over here is a symbol which is used to point out something, or as a footnote when you are writing down anything, you are making use of this symbol, that is asterisk. Okay, so I hope I am making myself very clear to you about the pronunciation, about the usage of it, क्योंकि ये बहुत बार use होता है हम लोगों का, but still we are pronouncing it wrong. Okay, so in order not to make mistakes any further, just correct it right now. ठीक है, so a symbol kind of thing, meaning over here is a symbol used as a pointer in making notes or writing footnotes. ठीक है, so this is how you will be making use of this word, that is asterisk. Okay, and not to make this S letter silent next time. ठीक है, so I hope this word is also clear to you people. Now the next word over here, very common, although you are not using it, you are not going to this place because of the lockdown period, but then after some times things will go very normal and you will be visiting this place. Maybe if you are having a birthday or to celebrate any occasion, so anything of that sort, you are visiting this place. And what is the correct pronunciation of this word, student? Is it restaurant? Can anybody tell me what is this place and why we are using this place? Obviously you cannot say the pronunciation, तो वो तो मुझे ही बताना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, but can anybody tell me? जैसे अभी बताया था तुम लोगों ने कि hair cutting place or something, if you can come up with some other answers with this. So basically students, by the time, हाँ ठीक है, okay, spelling is correct, but pronunciation part is quite different from the others, that there are certain people who are saying it restaurant, dinner places. हाँ बहुत जल्दी याद आ गया उदित को, है ना. Okay, so basically a place where you are going for dinner or for lunch or for anything, for restaurant. Okay, kind of. Somnath has written the correct pronunciation, that is good. हाँ, everybody loves to visit restaurant, Udit. Yes, restaurant. Okay, it is not restaurant, Abhishek. I'll tell you the correct pronunciation over here. It's restaurant. Okay, restaurant, and you will be pronouncing it like that only. It is not restaurant. जैसे सोमनाथ चैटर्जी has written कि restaurant. ठीक है, सो रेस्टोरेंट भी नहीं होगा, उसका टी हम लोगों को यूज़ करना होगा. इट इज़ नॉट साइलेंट ओवर हियर. सो रेस्टोरेंट भी नहीं होगा, रेस्टोरेंट भी नहीं होगा, इट इज़ रेस्टोरेंट. ओके, टी वर्ड हैज़ टू बी पेड एम्फेसिस ऑन इन द लास्ट. तो दिस इज रेस्टोरेंट. फाइन, सो दिस इज हाउ यू विल बी प्रोनाउंसिंग द वर्ड लाइक दिस. एंड मीनिंग का इतना कोई ज़रूरत है नहीं. इट्स अ प्लेस वेर यू आर विजिटिंग डे इन एंड डे आउट टू हैव लंच, टू हैव डिनर, टू हैव ब्रंच, टू हैव पार्टी. सो you are frequently going to this place. The only thing is about the pronunciation part. Next time पे जब भी अगर जाओगे तो restaurant मत बोल देना. Okay, it is restaurant. Fine, let's just visit some good restaurant. Fine, so this is how you will be pronouncing the word. With this we'll move on. Accent. हाँ, you have to use the correct pronunciation ना. British accent ही use करना पड़ेगा. In English also we cannot use Hindi accent. Yes, so next up we have is the last word of the session, and that is genuine. Somebody who is very authentic, somebody who is real. Okay, first let's just check out with the meaning of this, that is real or authentic. You can use these two words also. What is the correct pronunciation of this word? It is not genuine or it is not genuine, it is genuine. Fine, so you will be saying it like that only. Genuine नहीं बोलेंगे, because I came across so many of this type of pronunciation that the students are saying genuine to this word. तो genuine नहीं होगा, it is genuine. Fine, he is a genuine person. Genuine मतलब he is a real person, he is authentic. These certificates are genuine. So you will be pronouncing it in the same way as I am pronouncing. ठीक है, duplicate, ठीक है, let it be. हाँ ठीक है, those who are giving the correct pronunciation. I cannot see, Udit is busy in his own world only. So the correct pronunciation toward this word is genuine and not genuine. And the meaning over here is somebody who is real, somebody who is authentic. Fine students, so if you want you can just drop it down. One example of this word, very easy, and afterwards we will be just winding up the session. So it's a genuine thing. See, even I am also pronouncing that word because frequently I am, hearing this word. तो genuine नहीं होगा, it is genuine. ठीक है? Udit Gaming. Array, just, drop down one sentence related to this word genuine and then we'll be winding up the session. So, can anybody, just come up with some sentence, with a good sentence related to this word genuine, students, and afterwards we'll be just winding up the session. I'll provide my name incorrectly, Somnath Chaturaj. Okay, so I was not knowing is this the real name or the surname, so by mistake maybe I pronounced it very wrong. So yes, can anybody give a correct example of this word? Chalo, I'll provide the meaning to you people or the sentence. He is a genuine person. For anybody, for anything also you can use this word, that is something real or something which is authentic. So students, with this we have come towards the end of this session. I hope you people have understood the whole pronunciation of the words that were discussed in the session. If you want to learn up some more vocabulary, we can just drop it down. You can just drop it down in the comment section so that we can take the next part of the same topic. Till then, just take care all of you and stay connected.